everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for clicking on the link to watch this video. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And once again, I'm back with all your tips for grad school. As you all know, my name is Hisu and I'm a PhD student at Michigan State University. So today I have with me a special guest, and I'm sure you've already seen the topic for today. You've already read the description, but she's basically here to tell us how she successfully got into is it 5 PhD programs?
7
PhD programs. Wow, with HND / diploma. I think in Ghana we call it, I don't know the difference between the two, HND and diploma, but I think they are all 3 years, right? And it's
no, HND in Nigeria is you first do ND, which is 2 years. You go for 1 year industrial training to make 3 years. Then before proceeding for your HND, which is another 2 years. So in total, 5 years.
Oh wow! So HND in Nigeria is 5 years.
Yes, but 2 years. You spend 2 years on campus. Then 1 year for your industrial training. Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically like diploma in Ghana, which is also 2 years in school. I mean, for us, it's just like a year national service after. So I guess it's basically the same. So thank you so much once again for agreeing to do this with me. So I saw Islamiyat's post on LinkedIn, and I was like, okay, so many of you have been asking me questions on how to get like programs in the US with diploma or HND. So I think she'll be the perfect person to take us through, since I didn't go through that route. So thank you so much. Would you mind introducing yourself, Islamiyat?
Okay, once again, I'm Ojelade Islamiyat, and I don't even know, because I kept on introducing myself.
You're tired.
And okay, before I proceed, how many minutes do we have to spend here?
I mean, it's not really time, but once we exhaust all the questions, that should be it.
Okay, that's fine. So my name is Ojelade Islamiyat once again. I am from Ibeshu, Ogun State, Nigeria, and I'm starting my PhD in chemistry at Florida State University. As she has said, I had 7 offers using my national diploma. I had my national diploma in Science Laboratory Technology at Ogun State Institute of Technology, and after my 1 year compulsory industrial training, I proceeded for my national diploma at Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, where I majored in chemistry. And Allah's willing, I graduated as the overall best graduating student in my set in 2018. And after that, I got some offers. And due to my burning desire to impact lives, I accepted my offer of employment at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. So before I came here to the US, I was working. I'm still working because I left on leave without pay. Yeah, so I work as an instructor where I mentor students. I teach them chemistry courses, take practical courses, and also I have a foundation, Flying Wings Initiative, where I mentor young folks on how to direct their energy towards the right path. And I also have a business. Most people don't know about this. I have a business. I have a hair care formulation business. So before I left Nigeria, I used to produce shampoos, conditioner, hair creams to solve any hair care problem. Right now, my business is still running in Nigeria. I have a sister who runs it. So you may decide you will want to buy hair care product, just reach out to me. I'll work with my sister.
Yeah. Reach out to her if you want to buy any hair care product.
Yeah.
So it's really obvious that Islamiyat has really done a lot. So you can see that she has so many experiences. So you already mentioned where you're coming from. How long have you been here in the US?
I just arrived US.
Barely a month?
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
How many weeks?
Today is 12th. Okay, today makes it 12th day. The 12th day I arrived in the US.
Okay, so today is a 12th day in the US, and she's here to start the fall semester. So I know you are in Florida State University. I mean, that's what I saw on your LinkedIn. So how did you hear about Florida State University?
I was searching for schools that with professors with my research interest, which is materials chemistry with focus on nanomaterial synthesis. for energy applications, basically conversion and storage of energy. So I found Florida State University among other universities with professors that have my research interest. So that was how I found about Florida State. I use a lot of search engines like 4ICU, US News, Princeton Reviews to get schools that have my research interest, professors working on my research interest. So I found out about Florida State University.
So some of the apps again, you said Princeton Review.
Yes, Princeton Reviews, US News on the search engine on Google. Just type US News or Princeton Reviews. 4 ICU, number 4 ICU.
Okay.
It brings out usnews.org. Is it org or com? I can't remember. But immediately you type US News with no space, you get a lot of stuff. So that was it will bring out a list of numbers of schools. So you keep on searching, then you have to navigate through the
various
website, the graduate school websites, your department website to search for professors. It was a very stressful thing, but you know, when you're intentional about something and you want to achieve something, you won't mind. You just dedicate your time to it.
Yeah, it's a very tedious process. And I mean, I like that you mentioned some of the sources you used for the school search. So for those of you watching this video, like that's how to search for schools. Like visit some of the websites that Islamiyat mentioned, and that would guide you in the school search process. So that's how she found FSU. So you should definitely use some of that form. You can use that format as well. So I think you already mentioned what you'll be studying at FSU, chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what research will you be doing at FSU?
You know, I'll be doing lab rotation, but my focus would definitely be on materials science, or materials chemistry rather. Materials chemistry with focus on energy conversion and storage materials. Okay. So I'll still do lab rotation to know, you know, when you finish your lab rotation, you would now work towards your research, which research you'll be doing in accordance to what your PI will be doing, your supervisor. So that's how things work here. But basically, I'll be doing materials chemistry, yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Thank you. So, like, the big question, can you tell me about how you got into FSU with the diploma and like the other schools as well? Because you didn't really get into FSU. So, how did you get into that and the other schools with the diploma?
Okay, well, I evaluated my results, my transcripts, my ND and my HND transcripts using WES. WES, if you want to get that, yes, you can get more information about evaluation processes on wes.org. So when you click on wes.org, you navigate through the process, and I would recommend course by course evaluation. That's the best. Course by course evaluation to ask you the reason why you want to evaluate, maybe for studies or maybe for traveling purpose or anything. It is for education, graduate education. So you choose that. So you follow every other thing. Every requirement is there for you to navigate. But just type west.org. So after evaluating my results, basic things like international passports was ready. Then I when searching for schools, I got their requirement like maybe they require GRE or they require TOEFL, which is the English speaking test, TOEFL or IELTS. So I actually wrote IELTS in 2019. It got expired in 2021. So I had to write TOEFL. I didn't write GRE, and the reason why I didn't write GRE was because I was so busy, extremely busy. You know, combining work with business, with personal life, with family is not something easy. So I wanted to write it, but that's the time. There was no time. Like time, I wasn't permitted. Time didn't give me. I didn't have the time to do it. So I just felt, let me just apply to schools that don't require GRE. Although I applied to schools that require GRE as well. But I think I didn't get to, yes, because I inquired. I didn't get to some schools because I didn't submit GRE score. Not because I wasn't qualified, but GRE really affected me.
Yeah. So not to cut Islamiyat, but I want to know why. Is there any reason why you evaluated your transcripts? Because with some schools you can still apply without evaluating your transcripts, right?
Yes, you
But
can
I know it
apply.
should come with advantages. So do you mind sharing?
I evaluated because I knew I was doing something unusual. If it were to be BSc, bachelor's degree, everybody knows bachelor's degree, so they won't have like questioning that what does national diploma, what does HND or national diploma means. So I evaluated my results to know its equivalence with the US bachelor's and associate degree. And when my evaluation reports came out, it equates my national diploma to associate degree in the US, while my HND to bachelor's degree in the US. In fact, it increased my CGPA because my HND CGPA, my overall CGPA was 3.90, and my West report gave me 3.95 on a scale of 4.0. So that was a very, very strong high CGPA. So I felt I have to evaluate these results, because when you're doing, as I've said, when you're doing something unusual, you just have to, your brain has to, to ensure that you leave no stone untouched. You understand? So that was the reason why I actually evaluated my results, and it worked for me. So what I did was, because in the applications, no application portal asked me for West evaluation. Most of the schools, I think, when states do ask for when states particularly, they do ask for evaluation result reports after admission, but most of these schools they didn't ask. But what I did was, even when they didn't ask them when I was applying. Every application portal would ask you for supporting documents. You know that, right? You pass through the process. It will ask you for supporting documents. That was exactly when I do upload my West results. So even if the admissions committee were evaluating my results, I would feel like, what does this one mean? Immediately they see I assume that when they see the evaluation report, that one would back my application up. Yeah. So that was major reason I did it West, and also how it helped me.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that's really great. And I asked because I remember someone was telling me, so a friend actually reached out to me recently and she told me she wants to apply for schools, but her GPA is low. But she did mention that someone told her if she evaluates with WES, I call them WES, but WES anyways, it would kind of like improve her GPA. So that's why I asked for the reasons, and I think you really brought out valid reasons, especially for those with diploma or HND. Evaluating it can help you in several ways, as Islamiyat mentioned. So please, the West is expensive, but it's just once and for all, right? So try as much as you can to evaluate it if you can, and as she mentioned, choose the course by course. Am I right? Yeah, so choose the course by course option for the evaluation. So don't forget to do that if you have a diploma or HND.
Or even if you have a low CGPA, you can do that. Yeah.
Exactly. Also, if you have a low GPA and you want.
For me, I didn't do that because I didn't do West because of that. I already mentioned why I did it.
Yeah.
But I do hear people say when you have a low GPA, you can do it. And I think it has worked for some people. Yeah. It has worked for some people, so it's good.
Yeah. So that's one tip. I mean, that's a very important tip. We already have two tips. I mean, how to search for the schools and also like evaluating your transcripts. So what were some of the requirements for your program and like some of the schools that you applied for?
Basic requirement was statement of purpose, 3 letters of recommendations, academic CVs. Most of the schools they waived GRE. Some didn't waive GRE, but I think all of the schools I applied to, obviously, for them to have offered me admission without GRE, they waived GRE. So they waived GRE. GRE was not required. Some required TOEFL, which is the English test, and some didn't require it. Some waived it for Nigerians. So even here, international students are meant to, at FSC, international students are meant to take the SPEAK exam. I didn't take the SPEAK exam because it was waived for Nigerians, but other internationals did the SPEAK exam. So what again did I do? How was all? The statement of purpose was very, very important, and the academic CV. Yeah. There's a
So
difference between.
you did mention that your test results had expired. That's your English test, right? But
Yeah,
did you write it? Did you write any English test?
that's what I'm saying. I wrote IELTS. IELTS is
Okay.
also a test, English text exam. I wrote IELTS in 2019. It takes 2 years for expiration. So I wrote IELTS in 2019 and it expired in 2021. And I was planning to apply for fall 2022 in 2021. So I had to write TOEFL. That time I didn't write IELTS because I wrote IELTS when I was processing Canada. I was looking,
Okay.
yes, to study in Canada, but I can still use it for US schools. But because
US schools.
the expiration date was near, that was September 2021. So I had to quickly write TOEFL before it expires. So I didn't even use the IELTS. I only used the
Yeah.
TOEFL. It was
So is
so.
there any reason why you wrote the TOEFL? Because I know that like usually, I personally tell people to request for waivers, right? But also, as you mentioned earlier, if you know that your situation is quite like different, you
Yeah,
want to do the extra, right?
yeah.
So is there any reason why you wrote the TOEFL? And are there any advantages that you think the TOEFL probably added to your application package?
Well, I'll have to share this. You see, my TOEFL score helped me to get application fee waiver from University of Kansas. I could remember when I was speaking with when I was chatting with Professor Harvey from University of Kansas. She told me specifically that if you don't have 22 or 24, I think it's 22 or 24, I can't remember vividly. If I should have 22 or 24 in my speaking session on the TOEFL, she was going to waive my application fee.
That's
So
great.
if I don't have it, she wasn't going to waive it because they were very, very strict with their application fee, and they want to be sure that any student they want to admit has like a higher chances of getting into the program. So because of my TOEFL, I got, even though the TOEFL was not used in evaluation in the application review process, but it was used to waive my application fee. That saved a lot. One.
Yeah.
So that could be applicable to some schools as well. Another thing is the TOEFL also would make you apply to schools that require TOEFL, not only schools that are waiving English tests. Because sometimes when these schools are waiving English tests, they're waiving GRE, it becomes more competitive.
Yeah.
A lot of people would apply there. So you have to just try to bring in a very, very strong application. So if you are able to apply to schools that are waiving GRE, TOEFL, you should be able to apply to schools that want it too. Because people that don't have TOEFL will not apply to schools that require TOEFL. So it's not that the application there would not be competitive. It would definitely, but a lot of people would not apply to the school. Compared to where GRE is waived, TOEFL is waived, a lot of people will come. Even there is application fee. In fact, I tell people, forget about that school. Yeah.
Wow. So
it should be very, very competitive.
How did you get application fee waivers? Did you get like application fee waivers for the other schools as well?
For all the schools I applied to, I got application fee waiver for every school except Florida State University because my school will never give me $30. Yeah, but other schools I got application fee waivers. I mailed the graduate coordinator. Some were willing to offer it, and they gave me, like University of Massachusetts in Amherst, I had to take a short essay. So if my response is is satisfactory to those that review it, so they offered me application fee waiver, and I even uploaded, you just have to package yourself. You package your story like, I don't have money, naira is as crashed, and even $1, if it has me to pay $100, that's about 50-something thousand naira. Just imagine me paying all those application fee. It means I would have expended a lot of money, about maybe 600K on just application fee. Yeah. So I had to request for it then.
Yeah. That's really good. So did you email the graduate coordinators for like the application fee waiver?
Yeah.
Okay, so
for any question, the graduate coordinators are your best bets because they have answers to almost everything. Even before I started applying, the first thing I did was to start emailing them. Before my work was ongoing, I have started emailing them to know whether I am eligible to apply. I told them I have ND, I told them I have HND. I told them I had a health then. My health was still intact. I told them I teach. I told them I told them I graduated as a BGS in one email. Then the question will now follow. One, am I eligible for a master's degree or PhD degree? All the answers I got then were yeses. I got yeses. Yes, you are eligible. Yes, you are eligible. So again, that gave me a kind of like confidence that, okay, let me just apply. Even if I'm not going to get it, but I was so sure that I would get a PhD. Yeah. I didn't apply for master's degree at all. All my applications, because I had about 17 applications in total, but about 12 were submitted. About 12 were submitted, and I can say that I only paid for one application fee, which was Florida State University, and all of them said yes, answered yes when I was asking, and all of them also were PhD applications.
Wow.
No masters. I didn't apply for masters.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. And I mean, you mentioning like the graduate coordinators and stuff is something I really tell people every time. Like sometimes when you come to me with some questions, I don't know the answers to every school's question application stuff, right? So your best friends should always be like the graduate coordinators. And as you heard from Islamiyat, she got application fee waivers for almost all the schools, with the exception of Florida State University. So if the application fee is going to be a problem for you, please email the graduate coordinators and ask how you can request application fee waiver. You know that if they say no, nothing is going to happen to you, right? Yeah, but yeah, so just request for the waiver. And if you are emailing, as she said, package yourself well. Like you should be able to.
I'm from a poor background. My parents cannot afford this, and that's the fact.
Yeah, I mean it's really expensive for us back home. Yeah,
converting on the dollars to naira is very expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive. Yeah. So I mean, since you wrote the TOEFL, what tips do you have for like those who are thinking about taking the TOEFL and like either the TOEFL or GRE? I mean, since you prepared for the test, what tips do you have like for anyone willing to take like any of these tests?
Tips like, I would just advise them to take it. They don't have, like, they should know, because I am envisaging something by 2023. Oh, don't let me say 20, because application will soon start now.
It's gonna start soon.
I'm projecting that 2023 fall application will be so competitive. Because a lot of people are now interested in this, and people are coming with full force. So it will be very competitive. In order not to leave any stone untouched, sit for the GRE and pass it, sit for the TOEFL and pass it, get other application materials, get your SOP well written, well drafted, get your academic CV well written, well drafted, beg your recommenders to dedicate their time as if your life depended on it. Beg them. So I don't have anything to say that take the GRE. Princeton reviews, I think they have when you register for GRE and TOEFL, they will give you materials. Yes, they will give you materials. So study very hard for it. You'll be fine. And one thing I would, okay, you're not asking me to advise.
I'll get to that part, but yeah, so definitely try. I know it's really hard. People always don't want to write the GRE and TOEFL, but please, if you are struggling to get school with people who probably have like a bachelor's, some of them will even still write the GRE and TOEFL. So in order to like make yourself competitive, at least try to write the GRE and the TOEFL. You can watch, there are several people who have YouTube videos on how to prepare for the GRE. The ETS website, which is the page for like TOEFL and GRE, they have materials. You can take some practice tests with them. Reach out to people who are schooling in the US. You can just reach out to people on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me. I think I have some materials. I'll be happy to share with you because I wrote the GRE. So try to write some of these tests, honestly. As you heard, it's really important. Mr. Miyat mentioned that it's important. So it's good to write those tests. So are you on any particular scholarship or assistantship at FSU?
Yeah, I'm on teaching assistantship.
Okay, and how did you like hear about the teaching assistantship?
No, the thing is, my admission came with teaching assistantship.
So how did you hear about it? Did you have to apply like during the application process?
Automatically, when you're admitted in chemistry department, you get scholarship, you get tuition waiver, you get stipend, you get teaching, everything. So you don't need.
So usually, I think usually for most PhD programs in the US, when you're admitted, like they would automatically give you funding for most of their schools.
I want to be in Michigan State right now. You're in Michigan State, right?
Yeah, I'm in Michigan State.
I got a professor, and this should even emphasize on the importance of GRE. I got a professor in Michigan State University, but I wasn't able to admission because of GRE.
Oh.
Like everything was said, I would have you. You.
Yeah.
But because of GRE, I wasn't admitted.
Yeah, the GRE really gives you like a lot of chances to apply to more schools. So I'll definitely advise all those watching to try and write it. So and also it's important for you to verify if the school has funding, right? Before you proceed to apply, because not every school offers funding. In as much as they'll consider you automatically, it's only schools that have funding that would consider you like automatically when you apply for the program. So that's something you should look out for.
Yeah.
So what tips do you have for people who are intending to apply for like schools and assistantships in general?
Yeah. This is the part I love most. The fact is, this journey it was not easy for me. It was not easy. And the fact is, when we are struggling to do something, people don't know about it, people don't want to hear about it, and people don't even care how you want to do it. That's just the fact. The only thing people care about is your success. They want
the success story.
The success. They don't want to care. They don't want to know how you got there. So this journey is a very stressful one. It's not for the faint-hearted ones. Yeah. There are times you just want to give up, but you must not give up. Yeah. If truly you're passionate about it, if you want it, please go for it. That's what I used to tell people. If you're passionate about it, forget about JAPA, whatever. When you're passionate about going abroad to study, you don't have JAPA option. It complements each other. But having JAPA option without having the passion to come and study in the US, I think it's not okay. Because along the line, when you start, even till the visa processing, it's stressful. After admission, starting visa application alone is very, very stressful. You'll not be like, I just after admission and scholarship have arrived. The journey has just begun. So it is stressful. I cannot lie to you. I could remember when I drafted my statement of purpose last year, before I even applied it, because I don't like rushing things. I don't like rushing myself. I take things gradually. I know what I want to do, so I take them. And that's because of personal reasons. I don't like rushing things. I don't want to be stressed. I'm always stressed, but I don't want to fall ill because I know I have a lot of things on my plate. So I could remember it was even during Ramadan, like I was fasting, I was having gastroenteritis, I could not sleep well, I was having running stomach, my back was aching me. A lot of things were doing me then. Well, I didn't give up. I kept on drafting SOP, correcting my SOP, sending out for reviews and the likes. And as I also mentioned from the beginning of this session, I started my scholarship journey since 2019. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, that's 3 years ago. I don't want anybody to do that. I don't pray anybody go through the stress I went through. Yeah. I evaluated my result for over 2 years. Just imagine. So I tried Canada, I tried UK, I got admission, no funding, until I just decided to try PhD. But I'm glad I even tried PhD and it worked out for me. So the PhD has now covered for the years, because normally if I should go to Canada, I'll be doing master's years, or even undergraduate transfer admission, then before master's for 2 years. So this has covered up for it, because I'll just be spending 4 to 5 years for my PhD. Instead of spending 2 years for my PhD, then another 5 years, 2 years for master's, then another 5 years for PhD, making 7 years. So you just have to keep pushing. And one important thing, because during my time, I also did it. I cut out, when you tell people that you want not two people, not too many people, but even close people that you feel, these are my close circle. When you tell them your plan, some of them will tell you, hey, are you sure you're going to be doing it? Are you sure? A lot of people told me that I should not apply with my HND, that I may not get it, that I should not do this. Well, immediately anybody tells you that, please, do not, or no, let me say, cut those people out of your life. They are negative vibes. They are negative. Don't let them project their fears onto you. Don't let them bring the negativity in their lives to you. Cut them out. Don't feed them about the progress of your application or whatever, or your plans. Don't feed them with it again. Anything till everything is set. Yes, I am traveling next tomorrow.
Yeah.
I am. We not even. I am. You don't even say you are traveling next tomorrow. You may tell them maybe, but
after
let them
right.
because they will tell you that you cannot do it, and it's a lie. You can do it if you set your mind at it. If you are determined, you know, if you are committed with prayers too and the right people. So those people that feel, you will get it, we will support you. Please embrace them. Though we don't know what is in the heart of humans, but I know one thing for sure: when you're close to God, when you're close to Allah, it will definitely guide your path. And if where you're going is where you're destined to be, no matter what, you will get there. And God Himself will cut out people that you feel that they are best for you. Will cut them out of your life. So it is very, very important for you to recognize these people that would support you. And to also, we cannot remove the God factor. That's just a fact. Everything is grace. Basically, everything is grace. You cannot remove everything. Islamiyat on social media. It is grace. I can say that. I don't have any. I don't know anything. It was only God that gave me the strength and ability to keep pushing, not to give up. So please ask God for that grace. Ask God for that zeal, the passion to keep pushing, never to give up on your dreams. However, if it is not your path, God should just give you the best path and let you tread the path. That's just it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think those are really great pieces of advice, because the process, as I always tell people, is very stressful and draining, you know. So if you are not really enthusiastic, you might not be able to do this process. So do you have any 3 pieces of advice or tips you give to like viewers about the entire application process? I think these are last. You probably tackled some, but just some advice that
I think I've said everything I would mention as well. Like, just keep pushing. Put God factor. Put Him first. Put Him in every step you take. And don't forget, if it is not where you want to be, God should just redirect your path. Because I could remember I wanted to study medicine. But even I studied medicine, this story now might not have been told. History would not even know who Islamiyat is.
I wanted to study, and people with HND and Diploma who have subscribed to my channel might not know how to apply for schools with it. So there's a good reason for everything. So thank you so much, Islamiyat. I think I'll just mention some of the points. Definitely use Pristine Review and some of the websites Islamiyat mentioned to search for schools. Try as much as you can to evaluate your transcripts. You know, if you have HND or Diploma, try to evaluate your transcripts. Also try to write the test scores like the GRE or the TOEFL. Please try as much as you can to write both if you can. In fact, try to can.
May God provide. It's not easy. This journey money.
I know that's
it requires money, but see, at the end of the day, you will enjoy. I know that when I start collecting my stipend, even though it is small, you understand.
But I'll be comfortable.
I'll be comfortable. All the money you spend, you won't forget. And when there are people around you. In my case, I had people around me that supported my dreams. Like I cannot even thank God less for that, because I can't thank him enough for that. Like he brought a lot of people who keyed into my dreams. Yes, like we are going to see you achieve it. We are
really
going to
great.
see you achieve it.
Yeah.
And that is where God comes in. You have to just, when he says that you will get here, you will get there.
You will
He will
get
bring
it. Yeah.
everybody that will
Yeah.
support you.
Yeah.
He will give you the strength to do it.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely pray about it, but you have to put in the effort, like God help those who would help themselves. So definitely put in the
You will
effort
get
and
it.
make sure the school has funding before you apply. And the graduate coordinators should be your best friend. Like reach out to the graduate coordinators for application fee waivers and other stuff. And I think Islamiyat, I saw that she recently shared some posts about some of the processes. So you can look her up on LinkedIn, and I'll put her name in the
Follow
comment.
me on Instagram too at Ojelade Islamiyat.
Yeah, so I'll put her Instagram handle and her LinkedIn handle in the comment section. You can look it up and follow her. I'm sure she'll be sharing more tips along the way. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If this video was beneficial to you and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and leave something nice in the comment section for Islamiyat, and also share this video because someone might benefit from you. Someone might get a school next year because you shared this video either on your status or on Facebook or anywhere. So thank you all so much once again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
I love you.
Okay.